Relaxation is the precursor to happiness. When we are in a relaxed state, it's much easier to tap into that steady center. And in that steady center, we feel that essence of happiness that is with us all the time. That place that is still and steady that never leaves. So let's find a comfortable seat. And you can sit up on a few blankets if you'd like, or you can just sit right down on your mat. And we'll take our hands to our thighs, palms facing up. And then close your eyes, and let's tap into that space. So with your eyes closed, ground down through your hips and lift up tall through the crown of your head. With that length, see if you can even draw your navel back and lift your heart up. Soften your eyes, soften your jaw, even soften the palms of your hands. And then start to tune into that space. Notice how as soon as the eyes close, as soon as you find a comfortable place, the mind begins to relax. And as the mind relaxes here, you start to feel that sense of ease. Continue to tap into that place, and now deepen your breath. See if you can bring your breath down into your navel, then up into your ribs, and then all the way up into the chest. As you exhale, let the breath move out from the chest, then from the ribs, and last from the belly. Continue that a few more times, inhaling, filling the belly, then the ribs, then the chest, and exhale from the chest, down through the ribs, and then lastly through the belly. We'll take 3 more of these breaths. As you're breathing, see if you can even take a little lift to the corners of your mouth. Something that you can't see from the outside, but you can feel from the inside. And then on that last exhalation, bring your hands to your heart center in a prayer position. We'll just take a moment here to connect to that center space of happiness and relaxation. And for our practice, we'll hold this feeling in our bodies throughout all the movements, every pose. And when we close our practice, we'll come back to this same space. So now let's take a deep breath in. Exhale it out through the mouth, and then open up your eyes. From here, let's take the hands forward and keep all 10 fingertips touching. Heart's going to remain lifted, and keep that gentle smile in the corners of your mouth. Use an inhale and then open the arms, squeeze the elbows back, even lift your chin up. And then exhale, round the spine back, let the 10 fingertips touch and bow the head to the heart. Inhale, the elbows draw back, the chest lifts, feeling that nice squeeze between the shoulder blades. And then exhale, round the spine back, bow the head in, maybe pull the belly back towards the spine. And as we do this, we start to create a little bit more space in the shoulders, also across the chest. Begin to warm up the spine. And having a warm spine is essential when we're doing our yoga practice. And one last time, this time when you exhale, take all 10 fingers and the palms of the hands together, and then bring the thumbs back to the heart. Let's now take the hands down to the mat on either side, and we'll use an inhale and reach the left arm all the way up and get really tall through the left side waist, and then exhale, bow over to the right side. And then inhale, let's take that right arm all the way up now, belly hugs in towards the spine. And exhale, we'll go to the other side. Now the left hand comes down, the right arm reaches over. And as you do this with your breath, just feeling that spaciousness you're creating now in the sides of the waist. And notice here, as you're moving, if you can maintain that steady, calm, happy feeling inside. Really enjoying your yoga, enjoying this time that you've carved out of your day for yourself. We'll take it one more time now, over to the left. And then inhale all the way up to center, and exhale, hands to the heart. Come all the way forward now to your hands and knees. So you can uncross your ankles and take your knees underneath your hips, your hands under your shoulders. And we'll just start to warm up the knees and the wrists. So inhale, circle forward over the wrists, and then exhale, circle back, drawing your hips back towards your heels. Inhale, circle forward and across, and exhale, circle back. As you're doing this, see if you can keep your navel lifted. And that's going to support the lower back. Feel the slowness of the breath, sending a nice signal to the nervous system that it's okay to relax. It's okay to become a little bit softer. We'll reverse directions. So now when you come all the way forward, let's go to the other side. Exhale, circle back. Inhale, circle forward, keeping the navel lifted. Exhale. You can feel this stretch, maybe even the sides of the waist, maybe even on the sides of the neck. And certainly feeling it in the wrists, the knees, and in the hips. We'll come all the way forward now to that tabletop position, hands and knees. And let's walk our hands forward. And we'll stretch out the backs of the legs now, nice and slowly. You can tuck your toes under. Keep the navel lifted, and we'll find a downward dog position. So inhale, lift your knees, lift your hips, look back between your legs, and then exhale, press your heels back. You might find here that your chest is coming forward like this. If so, bend your knees, and then sink the hips back, relax your head, and then straighten your legs. And let's find 3 breaths here. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and inhale, and then exhale, lower down to your knees. And then we'll take the hips back towards the heels, let the forehead come down to the mat, and we'll just take a moment here in child's pose to rest. Inhale, find your way back up to your hands and knees. And we'll do a little bit of core cultivation work. A strong, steady core helps to support not only the spine, but it gives us a strong, steady feeling of ourselves, of where we are in space. And in the Ayurvedic system, that navel center also points to the feelings of our ability to have willpower and our ability to really do what it is we're here to do. So let's walk the fingertips back. We're going to start to cultivate that space in the body. So we'll inhale, take the arms all the way back. Pull the navel in, and then exhale, reach forward and take your hips back all the way. We'll inhale, sweep the arms back behind and come all the way up. Try to use your core to come up. And then exhale, keep your navel lifted. Feel that strength in the center of the body as you come down. And we'll try to maintain an ease as we move so that there's really no effort or intensity, but that we're tapping into that really steady inner space, that steady fire, that steady happiness, and letting that really infuse and inspire our practice. To make it a little bit more challenging, maybe the last 3 if you'd like to. When you exhale, come forward and keep your arms reaching forward. And then inhale, the arms reach forward and come up. And this just creates a little bit more It requires a little bit more from the navel. And so twice more, either the arms reaching back or the arms reaching straight up. And lifting up really high, lifting the navel, lifting the heart. And then exhale, take your hands forward. We'll come back to our hands and knees. We'll come to rest in child's pose and let all of that good work sort of synchronize and kind of settle into the body. So go ahead and lower your forehead all the way down to the mat and start taking deep breaths. So let's inhale, come all the way up to our hands and knees. We're going to come down onto our bellies. So you can walk your knees back, bend your elbows, and come all the way down onto the front of your body. You can move your hips a little side to side, and then lift and lengthen your legs back one at a time, trying to extend the legs further back towards the back edge of your mat, and then press your toes down. We're going to work into the upper back a little bit now to open up across the heart. When we do this, we get this feeling of expansiveness in the chest, and a feeling sort of a lightening quality that helps us to hold on to that feeling of happiness. So let's reach the elbows back, and then inhale, lift your chest up. And only go as comfortable as it feels for your lower back, and then exhale, come all the way down. And inhale, come up again, nice and slow. And you should feel it really in the upper spine more than in the lower back. And then exhale, lower down. Squeeze your elbows in towards the side waist, and then inhale, come up. And then exhale, lower down. Now reach your arms straight back, palms face in. And now we'll come into half locust. Inhale, lift up, and really feel that brightness across the chest. Maybe even lift the corners of your mouth a little bit. Feel that brightening quality. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up, opening the heart, maybe even lifting the legs. Exhale, lower down. And one more time. Inhale, lift up, lengthen, open the chest. Exhale, come all the way down. Make your hands into a little pillow, and then turn your head to one side. And rest here. Feel your belly getting a nice massage into the floor as you breathe. And then turn your head to the other side. And keep breathing. Really feel your belly swell, your lower back stretch and open. And then draw your head back to center. Hands come alongside the chest. Inhale up to hands and knees. Got some friends up in the sky today, some nice planes. Let's come all the way to sit down on our hips and come forward. So we'll move into our seated sequence. We'll go a little deeper into the hips, and we'll come into a posture family called forward bends. And forward bends are really relaxing for the nervous system as you're folding in towards yourself. And so, like the sound of the plane or maybe sounds outside your window, there's always distractions, always problems we can focus on. But instead, our yoga teaches us how to just be at peace, how to move through that. So as we move through our forward bends, no matter what happens, try to stay nice and steady and quiet, and use any distractions as sort of an inspiration to stay even more centered and even more happy. So we'll start with the feet just like this. And you can take your hands to hold on to your feet or your ankles. And then we'll inhale, just lift the chest up. And then we'll exhale, tilt forward. And you're going to probably feel this in your hips. Try not to stretch your lower back. And let's inhale, come up again. Maybe the heart lifts, the chin lifts. And then exhale, come forward and down. And one more time, inhaling, rolling all the way up. And then exhale, come forward. And now we'll hold this forward bend. You can take your hands right down onto the mat, maybe flat hands, maybe down to the elbows. And in any of these positions, you're just trying to find a place where there's ease. So close your eyes, that helps. Find your breath. And see if you can find that 3-part breath in the belly, the ribs, and the chest. Keep that little inner smile. Really know that everything is okay. Everything is just as it needs to be. So, as you're here, when you feel those resistances showing up in the body or in the mind, you'll just smile to them and then you'll let them go. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then inhale slowly, press into your hands, come all the way up. And we'll draw the knees together and we'll just take a gentle twist to each side. So let's take our right arm all the way around and take your left hand behind you. And we'll just inhale, lift up, and exhale, twist. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, twist. Inhale, come all the way to center. Maybe the arms come up and you can get a little stretch here. Let's go right to the other side. So now the left arm reaches around, the right hand comes behind. And you'll inhale, lift, exhale, twist. Inhale, lift, exhale, twist. And inhale all the way up. And then exhale. We'll take the legs just as we had them before in Baddha Konasana, but this time let's go ahead and we'll take the right leg forward. You can bring the left foot into the inner thigh. You can take your fingers on either side of that right foot. We'll come into another deep forward bend. So we'll exhale and we'll come forward over that leg and try to even take a little twist here so that the spine is aligning over the bones of your leg. The hands can rest on your leg itself or on the ground. And you'll inhale, lift up, and try to tilt the pelvis forward and then come down. Close your eyes. Don't worry about how far or how low you're getting. Instead, just focus on how easy can you be here. How relaxed can you be in this posture. So come right back to your breath, right back to that center space. Try to even let your head go. I think of this pose more like a marathon than a sprint. So these forward bends, they take time to work into. So give yourself plenty of time here, just to soften the hips a little more, relax your shoulders a little more, deepen your breath a little more, and then relax your head and your face. Use an inhale and we'll slowly come up, walking your fingers back. Take your time. So it took time to get into the pose. So take your time to come out of the pose. When you come up to neutral, just press your hands down next to your hips and lift up. We'll just create that space of rest. So after we do intense work, so important that we take time to rest, to come back to center, to kind of integrate what we've done. Another deep breath in, lift up tall, and then exhale. Let's take that right foot back in next to the left, and then bring your left foot out. And the foot can just snuggle right into the inner thigh. The hands frame your left leg. And then inhale, lift up, and exhale, come forward. And again, flat hands or fingertips, and inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lead with the heart and come forward. Try one more deep breath, kind of rolling rocking forward with your exhale. And then find a place you can rest in. If you have blocks, you can take your blocks under your forearm, or just let your hands relax all the way down. Try closing your eyes here and find that nice rhythm of the breath. Maybe even twisting your heart a little bit closer towards the leg, and the belly twisting towards the left. And letting everything become really quiet inside. And the quieter you get, the easier it is to hear the sound of the beat of the heart, the sound of the breath. Just all these simple things that remind us that we're alive and that we're so lucky. Try to relax your head now, even your shoulders a little more. We'll be here a few more breaths, so really let go as you exhale and fall into that space of grace. Use an inhale, press your hands into the mat, and again, slowly walk back. Really take your time. Your body will thank you. When you come all the way up, the hands come right next to the hips. And you'll just work again to lift up tall. Your eyes can continue to close. And see if you can just find that brightness and that lightness through the midline of the body, the core of the body. So you're bright and relaxed at the same time, and this is really the goal of our yoga practice. How do we remain really steady and still, relaxed, yet at the same time, how do we hold joy? Let's inhale, open the eyes and extend both legs forward. We'll come into our final seated forward bend, the most intense of all of the postures. And a nice way to set your seat up is either to come back up to sit on a few blankets or to roll to each side and manually move your hip flush back. And this just creates a little bit more grounding through the sitting bones. So from here, let's press the thumbs right into the hip crease and try to just press the thigh bones down and lift the belly up. And then inhale, sweep the arms up overhead, getting really long. And then hinging from the hips, try to keep the spine long. We'll just keep reaching forward slowly, and then the hands will come maybe on the ankles, maybe on the feet. And then you'll inhale, lift up. And then exhale, close your eyes and come all the way forward. And we'll be here for some time as well. These forward bends so calming for the nervous system. And the deeper you breathe, the diaphragm, the muscle that separates the upper and lower cavities of the body, the abdominal and the thoracic cavity, the deeper you breathe, this diaphragm muscle, it massages the vagus nerve. And that vagus nerve sends a signal as it's being massaged by the muscle of the diaphragm, sends a signal to the mind that we can relax. Not go to sleep, but just find a restful, easy state. Also, when we breathe really deep here, we massage all of the internal organs. So as you're here, just really feel all of this deep work you're doing. And it's not serious. It doesn't have to be heavy. It can be deep and joyful. And find 2 more deep breaths, really filling the belly, the ribs, and the chest. And exhaling out, the chest, ribs, and belly. And then inhale, walk your fingertips back, and we'll come all the way up. Nice and slow again. And then just find that place of integration. Shoulders ground down, crown of the head lifts up. and breathe. And I feel that when I come out of a deep forward bend or a deep forward bend practice, it's like a wave of new energy comes into the body. And we harness this energy with a very relaxed mind. So see if you can maybe feel that new wave of energy coming into the body. And we'll take that energy with us as we come to lie down on the back. So you can bend your knees. And we'll first do a little bit of kind of core cultivation before we come onto our back. Shoulders back. Inner gaze strong. And just start to lean back. Maybe you can lift one foot and the other foot. Just hold for a few breaths. Maybe opening up across the chest. And then take another deep breath in. Exhale, slide your feet down and lower all the way down onto your back. Let's take the right knee in towards the chest. Interlace the fingers and draw the knee in. And just take a few deep breaths here. Opening up the back waist. Extend that leg and draw the left leg in. And take a few deep breaths here. One more full breath. And then you'll lower your leg all the way down. And then hug both knees all the way back to the heart. And we'll just take a little rocking twist. The arms can come out to the side. And we'll inhale at center and exhale, rock the legs over to one side. Inhale, rock the knees up. Exhale, rock the knees to the other side. Let's try that once more. Each side. And then come back to center. Take your feet to the ground. Bring your arms back down by your sides. And we'll extend the legs long. And we'll just take a short Shavasana. So close your eyes and start to relax the back of your body. See if you can feel the weight of your body sinking down into your mat, down into the ground. Breathe into the space across the chest. Feeling that ability to be awake, but also at the same time, blissfully calm. Totally relaxed. We'll take 3 more breaths here together. Inhaling into the belly, up to the heart. Up to the crown of the head, and exhale all the way down the body and relax. And 2 more sweeping breaths. And draw both knees into the chest. Roll to your right side. Take a few moments of pause. Press all the way up. Let's come back to our original seated position. Eyes closed, hands on the thighs, crown of the head lifting up. Just take a moment here to notice how you feel. Feel that inner alignment. Feel that connection to that deep wellspring of joy. that comes not from anything outside of us, but that's located inside. Take a deep breath in. Exhale your hands to your heart in a prayer position and bow your head to your heart in gratitude. Grateful for all of the people, all of the things you hold near and dear to your heart. Grateful for this practice of yoga. And I thank you for joining us for this practice. Namaste.